Before starting these presentations, I would like to thank Mr. Muhammad Adiana Gafar as a teacher for discussing this regarding the chance of success in the presentations. Good morning, friends. Let me introduce myself. My name is Arief Wicaksono as moderator and speaker at these presentations. Here we will share the topics of clause as message. And we will know this knowledge together. Then let's start. The members Arief Wicaksono and Aulia Zahwa. NIM. NIM is the first element in a clause which functions as the starting point of the message, helping the listener or reader understand what the speaker wants to convey. NIM has an important function in ensuring the flow of information in a text or discourse. Halliday explained that in many languages, including English, the NIM is usually placed at the beginning of the clause, indicating that the NIM is given important status without the need for a special marker other than positions. However, in other languages, such as Japanese, there are special particles used to mark NIMs, such as particle wa. Although the way to mark a NIM can differ between languages, the basic functions is the same, namely to provide orientations to the listener or reader. Rhyme. Rhyme is the part of the clause that develops the theme. After the theme is introduced, the rhema provides additional information that complements the message. This structure helps ensure that the clause functions as a cohesive unit of message. Through these concepts, Halliday emphasizes the importance of theme selections in ensuring that information is conveyed in an effective and organized manner. Group, parts, complexes as theme. Themes are not always one simple word or parse. Sometimes two or more groups of parses may function as themes simultaneously. For example, in the sentence, the walrus and the carpenter were walking close at hand. The nominal group, the walrus and the carpenter, is a complex theme consisting of two entities combined in one thematic unit. Thematic equatives. Apart from complex parses, themes can also be formed through what is called equative thematic. Equative thematic is a special structure in which themes and rhyme are arranged in equivalence from connected by a copula verb, such as be. For example, in the sentence, "What the Duke gave to my aunt was that teapot." The entire parses, "What the Duke gave to my aunt," functions as the theme, while "was that the teapot" becomes the rhyme. This structure allows flexibility in determining which elements will be used as themes, depending on the focus of the information to be conveyed. Theme and mood. Mood is a grammatical aspect that determines how clauses are used in interactions, either to provide or request information, declarative or interrogative, or to provide or request actions, imperative, in declarative clauses. The most common theme is the subject of the clauses. For example, in the sentence, "Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep," the subject, "Little Bo Peep," also function as a theme. Making is an example of unmarked theme because it follows a general pattern. In imperative clauses, the theme is usually a common verb which places the predicator at the beginning of the clauses. For example, in the sentences of the open the door, the verb open becomes the theme, indicating the action desired by the speaker. However, in some cases, an explicit subject may be used as the theme in a imperative clause for emphasis, as in the sentence, "You keep quiet," where the subject "you" becomes the marked theme. This shows that the structure of the themes in clauses varies depending on the mood of the clauses and its communicative context.
Textual, interpersonal, and topical themes. Textual themes are elements that connect a clause to its previous context, such as conjunction or connecting words that mark logical or chronological relationship between clauses. For example, the words and, but, or, however. These elements ensure the smooth flow of information from one clause to another. Interpersonal themes can be modalities, interjection, or vocatives that often express the speaker's view or evolution of the clauses spoken. For example, in the sentence, "Frankly, I don't agree with you." The word "frankly" is an interpersonal theme that shows the speaker's attitude or opinion. This theme preceded the topical theme and provided the interpersonal context for the clause. Topical themes is an element related to the experience or reality expressed in the clause, and it is the main element of the clause that functions as a participant, process, or circumstance. In the sentence, "and frankly, the results were unexpected," we see the textual theme and the interpersonal theme, "frankly," and the topical theme, "the result," all contributing to the thematic structure of the clause. This combination allows the speaker or writer to guide the listener or reader through information in a structured and organized manner. The information unit, given plus new. Given refers to information that is already known or recoverable within the discourse or context. New is information that the speaker considers as not yet known to the listener, thus requiring special attention. Holiday explained that this given new relationship play a central role in shaping how information is presented and interpreted in communication. The sequence of these elements is typically such that given information precedes new information, helping the listener process what is being conveyed by first occurring them in familiar territory. The concept of given plus new within the functional grammar framework is a pivotal aspect of information structuring in a clause. In essence, given refers to information that is already known or recoverable within the discourse or context, while New is information that the speaker considers as not yet known to the listener, thus requiring special attention. Holiday explained that this given new relationship play a central role in shaping how information is presented and interpreted in communication. The sequence of this element is typically such that given information precedes new information, helping the listener process what is being conveyed by first occurring them in familiar territory. An information unit is often organized with a new element as its obligatory component and a given element as optional. This means that even when given information is omitted, the new element remains crucial for the flow or discourse. For example, Holiday highlight that the new element is usually marked by prominence, such as sharp information in spoken language, indicating where it begins and ends. This structural organization aids in the listener comprehension by clearly distinguishing between what is assumed to be known and what is being introduced for the first time. Given, new, and them, rem. The relationship between given, new, and them plus rem is explored in detail. Both structure contribute significantly to the message in communication, but are oriented differently. Given plus new is listener oriented, helping the audience identify known and unknown information. On the other hand, them plus rem is speaker oriented, focusing on how the speaker organizes their message. Despite their different orientation, the two structures often overlap, especially in unmarked cases, where the them corresponds with given information and the rem contains new information. The them is what the speaker calls to focus on the starting point of their message, while the given refers to what is already familiar to the listener. In contrast, new information, which is typically placed at the end of the information unit, is where the speaker introduces new or important detail that the listener needs to focus on. The new element carries the intonational focus, signaling the point in the message that demands attention. Predicated themes. The concept of predicated themes is introduced, which deal with a special way of organizing the theme in a clause. This system involves focusing on a particular element in the clause, making in the theme by foregrounding in the process of theme predication. A typical predicated theme can be seen in sentences like "It was Jen that started it," or "It wasn't the job that was getting me down." In this construction, the themes Jen and the job are made prominent sharp clefting, which allow the speaker to focus on specific pieces of information within the clause. These constructions are used to guide the listener's attention toward impressive and crucial information. The capture and passes that while predicated themes are a marked construction, they are a regular feature in both spoken and written language, especially when the speaker wants to achieve particular rhetorical effect. This construction allows for the flexible manipulation of theme and rhyme to achieve clarity, emphasis, and contrast in communication. Theme inbound, minor and elliptical clauses. Holiday explained that thematic organization applies not only to free clauses, but also to bound ones. These include clauses where conjunction or relative pronouns operate as structural themes. Bound clauses display thematic structure similar to free clauses but with greater restriction on the choice of theme due to grammatical constraints. In declarative clauses, the speaker typically has the freedom to choose the theme, often mapping in onto the subject. However, in interrogative, imperative, and other bound clauses, thematic options become more limited. Minor and elliptical clauses also exhibit thematic structure. In minor clauses, such as greeting, good morning, or exclamation, the thematic structure is limited, as they do not carry a full proportional content. Elliptical clauses, on the other hand, omit certain elements, but they retain a recognizable thematic pattern. These are often found in dialogue, where certain pieces of information are implied, such as in casual response like share or no problem. Overall, the thematic structure in bound, minor, and elliptical clauses demonstrate how, even with constraints, thematic choice can still play a significant role in shaping the message. Thematic interpretation of a text. The systemic analysis of theme selection demonstrates that both marked and unmarked themes have specific roles in shaping the message. Marked themes often appear when the author wishes to emphasize a particular point or shift the reader's focus, whereas unmarked themes represent the default structure, where the subject of the sentence typically serves and the theme. This combination of marked and unmarked choice allow the writer to maintain both variety and clarity in the narrative. Holiday emphasized the relationship between thematic choice and mood selection in clauses. The systemic network of thematic choice interact with mood, determining whether the themes is marked or unmarked. In declarative clauses, for example, unmarked themes usually correspond to the subject, while in interrogative clauses, the element often becomes the theme, marking the beginning of the informational unit. This interaction plays a key role in how the text unfolds. Overall, the thematic interpretation of text reveals how choice made at the clause level contribute to the large structure of a text. By analyzing how themes are selected and how they interact with information structure, Holiday framework allow for a deeper understanding of how meaning is constructed in discourse. This approach showed that thematic choices are not random but are carefully crafted to support the writer's communicative goals.
Conclusions. The conclusions from the chapter close as message. In Introductions to Functional Grammar by Holiday is that clauses function as the main unit of conveying message in communications. In this chapter, it is explained that thematic structure, theme and rhyme, and information structure, given and new, are two key components that work together to form a message. Theme is the element chosen by the speaker as the starting point of the clause, and rhyme is the element that develops or completes the information. This structure allows speakers to organize their message so that listener can easily follow and understand new information based on what they already know. Additionally, the given and new system helps listener distinguish between familiar and new information. I think this is the end of the presentation, guys. But before that, I will open questions and answer in the Litera websites. From here, I hope I can explain the topic well and apologize if there are any wrong words from us. We say thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.